Tudor has brought silver back onto the scene with its Black Bay 58-925. Tudor is one of the few brands whose desirability has increased significantly in recent years. This is mainly due to the attractiveness of its models, most certainly including the Black Bay and the smaller version, the Black Bay 58, launched in 2018. The version we tested here came on the market in 2021 in a silver case with a taupe-colored dial and bezel. The name 58 refers to 1958, the year in which Tudor introduced its first dive watch. French Navy divers turned to the brand to develop an ideal dive watch, designed especially for their needs, and Tudor consequently became the outfitter for French combat divers. The 39mm case size is the same as its historical predecessor. The rotating bezel and smaller dial give the watch an understated look that is in line with current trends. The vintage appearance is heightened by a domed, scratch-resistant sapphire crystal, which replaces the original acrylic glass. The dial also has a slight retro-style curve. The narrow lugs and the typography on the rotating bezel also cite Tudor's history. Even the date was omitted for a more historically accurate impression. The traditional snowflake hands have been in use at Tudor since the late 1960s. In contrast to previous models, the Black Bay 58-925 that was introduced in 2021 has a taupe-colored bezel and dial. The color, which could also be viewed as a faded black, goes well with the vintage design. While on the other hand, the gray-brown tone is also a modern trend color, especially in current interior design. The taupe color harmonizes well with the warm tones of the 925 silver case. The designation 925 means the case is made of 92.5% silver and 7.5% other materials. Conventional sterling silver also contains this amount of pure silver, with the rest being primarily copper, which gives the metal a reddish hue. However, sterling silver has a tendency to tarnish, as anyone owning sterling silver flatware can attest to. It is the result of a chemical reaction between the silver and sulfur-containing substances in the air, darkening the silver over time. To prevent this, Tudor has used a different alloy that is touted as being non-tarnishing. Although Tudor has not revealed the other materials, there are known alloys containing palladium and germanium that prevent tarnishing and can even be hardened. This material's hardness is still more comparable to gold than to steel. The Tudor case shines with a bright luster and is warmer in color than stainless steel or platinum. While the aluminum scale on the diving bezel is not as resistant to scratches as a ceramic alternative, its matte surface goes better with the watch's vintage look. All in all, with an attractive design and very harmonious colors. Happily, functionality did not fall victim to design here. Large luminous markers and a generous application of luminous material on the hands provide excellent legibility both day and night. The screw-down crown is easy to grasp. It decouples itself from the winding mechanism to reduce wear. The inclusion of a hack mechanism, plus no date display and no pulled-out crown position for that function, make time setting simple. The unidirectional rotating bezel ratchets in 1-minute increments and is easy to grasp and turn thanks to its coined edge. Its clicking operation feels almost as rich as that of a Rolex timepiece. A luminous marker shows dive time, even in the dark. Thanks to the case, which is waterproof to a depth of 200 meters, the Black Bay is truly suitable for diving, at least when you wear the NATO textile strap. With an attractively textured dark brown leather strap with contrast stitching and a rubber lining, which extends the life of the strap. A very well constructed, practical pin buckle is made of brushed silver, which matches the case. Visually, we like the taupe textile strap with a silver central stripe better than the leather strap because it doesn't taper toward the buckle as much. However, the textile strap obscures the case back, which is especially unfortunate here since this is the first Black Bay model in regular production with a transparent window that permits a view of automatic caliber MT5400. The caliber is produced by the movement manufacturer Kanisei, which is also a supplier to Chanel, Breitling, Fortis, and other watch brands. The movement boasts both sturdiness and precision. Its considerable height of 4.99 mm makes it robust to avoid functional disturbances, even in the case of the smallest tolerance fluctuations that may have occurred in production. In addition, the balance is secured by a full bridge rather than on just one side. The silicon hairspring maintains centricity, as it is resistant to deformation caused by impact or other disturbances. Other high-quality features of this in-house movement include the extended 70-hour power reserve and free-sprung balance wheel with 4 regulating screws so the rate is not adjusted by changing the active length of the hairspring, as is usually the case with most EDA calibers. Decorations to the movement are modest, but the rotor is skeletonized and has a sunburst finish and a Tudor engraving. Rate precision is certified by COSC, the official Swiss chronometer testing institute, where Tudor sends a majority of its movements to be checked. The MT5602-1U used in the new Black Bay ceramic comes with a master chronometer certificate from Metas. In addition to other criteria, the rate results are guaranteed to remain within a range of -4 and +6 seconds per day. Results shown on the electronic timing machine confirm this level of accuracy. The values in different positions remain quite close, while the average deviation was almost perfect, only +1 second per day. On the wrist, we saw a gain of 2 seconds per day, which was likely due to the fact that the watch was placed dial up overnight, the position that showed the greatest gain of +5 seconds. The technical features of the Tudor Black Bay 58925 put it on the cutting edge, and its execution and finishing make it a standout. The design mix of retro elements and warm gray tones knows how to inspire, and the additional cost of $950 above the base price for the silver version feels moderate and appropriate. If you like this video, please comment, likes and subscribes.